All right, good morning, everyone. If you're new here, welcome to Midler Senior Technology. It's great to have you here. Hopefully, you're going to enjoy today's class and you're going to kind of explore our website and see what we've done. And if you're returning, it's great to have you back. Today's class is on transportation, and it's sponsored by Raquel. So thank you so much to Raquel. We're also looking for sponsors. So, if you're feeling generous enough to sponsor a class, it's usually around $50, and we usually host these around generally on Sundays. And so Midler Senior Technology, our mission is, it is the responsibility of the younger generation to educate seniors about technology. The goal of Midler Senior Technology is to cure the issue of social isolation within senior communities and to help seniors feel connected with our new world of technology. Our personalized classes strive to educate seniors on how to communicate with friends and family in the manner in which the world is accustomed to today, and how the use of technological tools to enhance and simplify their daily lives. So Midler Senior Technology has taught over 3,000 seniors in 10 different countries, and we have had more than 400 classes. If you guys like this class and enjoy it, we do sell classes that kind of go more in depth and start at a more basic level on how to use your computer and smartphone. And I encourage you guys to check that out on our website. They do cost about $7.50 per class, but they are great and very beneficial. And if you guys have any classes or any questions, I want to say that every class is recorded. So this class will be uploaded to YouTube if you guys want to go back and take a look at it. And if you have any questions after, or hold them until after, because hopefully we have time at the end of the class where we're going to open it up to questions and really answer any questions that you guys have. And if you have any questions that don't have to do with the class or something else, feel free to email us. So today's class on transportation, it's going to be a good one. So we're going to start off with ride sharing. I'm here with Andrew and Dahlia, and we're going to take you guys through Uber, and we're going to show you guys the Uber app itself, and talk a little bit about Lyft. And it's a cool app, and I personally I use it a lot, and I'm excited to teach you guys, or Andrews too, about it. And then we're going to move on to Expedia, which is a website that allows you to book hotels, cars, really anything that has to do with the trip or vacation. It has some really cool features, such as packages that we're going to explore in a demo. And then Dahlia is going to explain what Maps is, or Google Maps is, to you guys. And it's cool to explore on there, and something that I use. So I'm going to pass it off to Andrew, who's going to start off talking about what is ride sharing. Andrew, you there?
Sorry, it wasn't. Yeah, sorry, it wasn't letting me unmute. So, what is ride sharing? So,
Sorry.
yeah, sorry, what?
I have to get that off the screen. All right, go ahead.
Oh, it's fine. So like the slide says, if you need to catch a ride, you don't need to literally hail a taxi now. You can call a car with your phone. There are many platforms you can do this, such as Uber, Lyft. Via used to be an option, but now it's not, for reasons I'm not going to get into, and et cetera, et cetera. So ride sharing is like calling a taxi, but not literally doing it. You're doing it on your phone, and so instead of charging you uh, when you're done with the ride, it charges you before the ride, and it tells you how much that it's going to cost. And yeah, if you'll go to the next slide. Yeah, so Uber and Lyft are now the most common ride sharing apps that you can use. Yeah, Via used to be an option, but now it's not. There are some other ones, but Uber and Lyft are the most common ones. All right, if you can, there you go. So, like I said before, you can schedule them in advance. The payments are done virtually. so you don't need cash on you. You can do it through card. You do have to link your credit card or debit card with the app though, so do that first. Um, yeah, there you go, as you can see it on the screen. This may vary, but for Lyft, it is generally cheaper than hailing a taxi or a cab. Uber, that might vary. It's not necessarily, but you don't need to worry about parking as you're not driving a car. You're essentially renting space in someone else's car, kind of. So you don't have to worry about that, which is pretty cool. The drivers do have to maintain almost, I believe it's like a 95% satisfaction rating. So you don't have to worry about who's driving you. In fact, you can rate them yourselves based off of how well you think, they drove, or, if you engage in a nice conversation, etc. The price is stated before you call the car, which is a little nice because with taxis, it does it off of I believe like time and partially distance. So versus, you being, oh, how could this cost that much? That doesn't make sense. So for this, it tells you before, so you won't be surprised when you finish your ride. There's an option, sorry, to split the cost with other people. So if you and your friend need a car, then you can split the cost, which is more efficient. So you can do that, which is pretty cool. When you order the car, it takes a little bit of time to get to you, but you have an estimate of when it'll arrive and how far away it is from you, which is, pretty good. And it'll give you an estimate of how long the trip will be, and yeah, how long it'll take for you to get to your destination. All right. Now talking about Uber specifically, we'll go to the slide that shows Uber. There you go. Talking about Uber, Uber a little bit more specifically. Uber is one ride-sharing app or platform that you can use, and I just mentioned the advantages. So yeah, if you'll go to the next slide. So Uber is a rideshare app. You can you call an Uber on your phone, and after you pay the fee, your ride will magically, quote unquote, appear. Of course, in a little bit of time, which it will give you in estimate. There's a driver driving you, obviously, so you don't have to drive yourself. I should have mentioned that in case it was not clear. You don't have to worry about watching the meter because, as I said, the price is set before you get there. So that's pretty cool. So if you don't like it, say you want to order an Uber and then you type in the destination, which I'll get to. I'll get to that part and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. And you don't like how expensive it is, you can go to Lyft instead of Uber, as Lyft tend to be a little bit cheaper than Uber. So that's also something good to know. Yeah, so you can also leave a tip. Of course, it's your choice, and then an email will be sent to you later, confirming that obviously you were the one that did it, and it'll show you how much you paid, including taxes, etc. All right, now on to downloading and booking a ride, or just mainly just booking a ride. If you want to share your screen on your phone, Daniel, or if not, we can do it like this.
Yeah, sure. So I'll share my screen on my phone, and we're gonna do a demo of Uber.
Right. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. So he's gonna, yeah, of course. But yeah, so something good to know is that generally Lyft tend to be a bit cheaper than Uber, which is just something good to know. Yeah, that's just something that's good to know. Anyway, now we'll show you how to order an Uber. So
I'm gonna go to
Daniel
the
will be
Uber
showing
app
you.
on my phone. You guys can also access
The
it
website.
on a website.
Right. So now that you're here, uh, when you're there, all you have to do is enter the pickup location and the location where you want to arrive after. Um, yeah, right. And in case you're wondering where, you enter it right where it says enter pickup location. So yeah. Uh, and so it gives you a map, which you can do if you want to, do it more manually, but it's easier to just like type it in, I guess. Um, Yeah, and so you can also save places. So say, obviously, you always take, like, say every day you go to work and you take an Uber from your home to, well, to your work. Then if you click on saved places, if you click on saved places, uh, and you can go to add saved place, and then you can type in a place, which, obviously your home. So you can just type in anywhere. I guess he's just doing, I don't know, so yeah, so you can type in a place and then you can save it as your home. You can choose a name for it. Um, and yeah, and you can add multiple saved places, which is pretty cool. So that every day, you like it'll say from home to work, even though obviously instead of saying that you would type in the location, it'll just say home and work. Anyway, back to how to actually book a ride. Excuse me. All you have to do is type in um, the starting location and the location where you want to arrive. If you have save places, then you can go to save places and then click on that. But in this case, we'll just show you how to do that. So that'll be the starting location, and he's typing in that. And so after you've done that, now it'll give you a bunch of options for which car to choose. You can choose if you scroll down a slightly more luxurious car. Oh well, actually, I guess now that's not an option, but in some cases that'll be an option. As you can see, right next to the car, it shows you how much it'll be, how much it'll cost. I believe it includes tax. If not, then in the email that you receive later, it'll show you how much it was, but I believe that should include tax. Um, right below the car icon, you can choose what credit card you use. Now, for him, it's yeah, but you can choose that.
Yeah, I'm gonna change the
Um,
location because it's like a really far ride right now. So I'm gonna do two places that
yeah,
are
exactly.
closer.
Generally, when the distance between your starting location and your ending location is a little bit smaller, there there will be a wider variety of options for the cars, because in this case there was only one option, but sometimes there's like an option for like a Tesla, which is pretty cool because those are like super smooth and like whatever, and and so yeah, and so then there's also an option for Uber XL, which is for extra large, which is for, say you're taking like your whole family, and so right next to, excuse me, right next to Uber X, it says the amount of people that it can hold, and next to Uber XL, it just said how much. I think if you go back, it might say, but yeah, it'll say. Excuse me. Yeah, and so now you can choose which one that you want based off of either how many people you're taking, or and you can hit choose Uber, and now you just confirm everything, because you wouldn't want to order a car and then you would find out, oh, I chose the wrong pickup location. Um, Yeah, so and then you hit confirm pickup. Now, obviously, I don't think he's going to do it because then that would actually order him a car. So I don't think he wants to actually order a car. But yeah, so after you do that, then it would take you to now you could probably go back to the slides and then it'll show you. So on the slides, it's going to say where the where the person is going to pick you up at. It's going to give you a picture of it. Yeah, there you go. It's gonna give you a picture of the car. It'll tell you the car type. So it says black Toyota Camry. It'll tell you the license plate, which is pretty good. What I do personally, and this is what a lot of people do, is that they confirm, because sometimes you'll see like the same car, but it'll have a different license plate. So obviously that's not the person. So I confirmed the last four digits. So in this case, 483C. And then when I see that, and then I see the same car, then then odds are that's my car. Right above the license plate, it tells you how far away they are. Yeah, of course, it is an estimate, so it won't be perfectly accurate, but you know, um, you can you can get you can add notes. Um, you can see a picture of the person and their rating. Um, if you have to, then you can change the pickup spot by clicking the change button by pickup spot. Um, Generally, you probably should do that though. If you scroll down, then then you can see the options to split fare. You can share trip status, which I don't know why you would do that, but you could share the trip status. Um, if you don't know where the driver is, like say he says, "Oh, I've arrived," but you can't find him, then there's an option to call him. It's right next to where it says any pickup notes. You can call him, and yeah, and so you can call the driver directly. You can also message him by where it says any pickup notes, and yeah, uh, yeah, and they can also message you. So here it says I've arrived, and so if you can't see him, then you can call him, and you can yeah, and then you can work it out from there. Anyway, moving on. So this is from when you've entered the car uh, to when you'll arrive at your destination. It says where he's going to and the estimated time of arrival, which in this case it's 7:47 p.m. It'll say it with a blue highlighted background. Yeah. You can also add drop offs on the right. There's an option for add or change. Um, if you could just show them, yeah, thanks. um, yes, so there's an option for you can add or change where you're going, or you can add a drop off. So say it's you and like your friend, and on your way to your house, you want to drop him off at his house, then you can add the drop off and just type in the location, and then yeah, it's very simple. And then, or you could just tell him. However, he might make you, or he or she might make you type it in for the system and for whatever reason. But yeah, so that's pretty cool. Um, Moving on, there is an option to split the fare, which is pretty cool. You can split it with a friend. There is keep in mind that there is a 25-cent fee, but that seems rather uh minuscule compared to, the actual ride fee, or at least with Uber. Um, and so you can type in their name or the phone number. That is assuming Uber has access to your contacts. If you don't give it access, then I believe you'll have to type in the full phone number. If not, then you'll have a screen that appears like this, except obviously the names will probably be different, but you know. Moving on, you can also rate your driver based off of how well, they drove, or if you had a very meaningful conversation, etc. You can rate them for how well you think they did. Keep in mind that they have to like maintain a very high rating. So um, generally, try to be nice and give them a nice rating. And yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna hand it over to Daniel, and without further ado, yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you, Andrew, for that. So now we're going to be moving on to Expedia, and I'm going to share with you this quick video, kind of what Expedia is, and I hope you guys enjoy. All right, so that was kind of a quick introduction to what Expedia is, and I'm going to do a demo so you guys are really going to understand what it is and be able to use it. Okay, so Expedia is a popular website for booking travel accommodations that aims to provide the lowest prices for any booking, which is backed up with the best price guarantee. You can search for hotels, cars, flights, packages based on your travel requirements and sort through accommodations that meet your needs. So the best price guarantee is something that's pretty unique to Expedia. And what it allows you to do is, let's say that American Airlines is offering me this price on a flight. Expedia will match that price if they have a higher price, which is great for the customer. So Expedia saves you money. One thing I love about Expedia is it's all in one website. So if you want to plan a vacation or trip, you really only have to go to one website and it has everything there. It's convenient, as you'll see later. Everything is only a couple clicks and it's visual. And like I said earlier, if you find a better price somewhere else and you present it to them, most of the time, and they almost guarantee that they're going to match that price. And you can cancel your accommodation without fear. Generally, you can cancel it up to 24 hours in advance, obviously, if something pops up. They also offer travel insurance. So if you opt in for the travel insurance and you have to cancel, you get a complete refund. Okay, so booking the perfect trip. I'm going to now share my screen. Give me 1 second. Oops. Okay, so you're going to go to the Expedia website, which I'm on right now. And as you can see, there's lots you can do in here. So at the top, where my cursor is, obviously you can change the language. You can list your property. So if you want someone to possibly stay at your house, or you have a property that you want to put up, you can list it on here, almost like Airbnb. Support. So if you're having trouble with the website or want to contact someone at Expedia, you can always talk to them. Trips is important and has to do with kind of the trips that you have booked. The bell is notifications, and I think it's important to have an Expedia account, because when you create an account, it creates a link to you and basically to your email and to your phone. So if I book a trip, I can easily find it and I don't have to search through the Expedia website. So if I were to have an account, I'd hit sign in. You'd have to create an account where it says right here where it says create one, but I'm going to sign in with Google. So I'm just going to click one of my Google accounts. And I'm in. So this means that when I book a trip, it goes directly through my email and it's easy to find. So let's, obviously this is stays. So this has to do with hotels, and it gives you the option to add a flight or add a car. And obviously there's check-in dates and checkout dates, flights, round trip, one way, and it allows you to browse different packages and different airlines, which is something cool. If you're looking to plan a trip, I encourage you to kind of investigate this. Cars, if you want to rent a car. So it's basically everything that you would need if you're traveling, which is great. And as you can see, it's all in one place. My favorite part about Expedia, which we're going to investigate today, is packages. So let's click on there. So let's say that I live in Boston. I'm going to leave from Logan International Airport and I want to go to Cancun. There we go. So I have those two in. So I'm leaving from Boston. I'm going to Cancun and I'm departing. So your first dot, whatever you want to click on, let's say I want to leave April 19th. I'm going to click on April 19th and I want to leave by April 27th. So a long stay. But as you can see, it highlights the days that I'm there, and I'm going to hit done. And say I want to fly economy or how many people I'm traveling with. So now I'm going to hit search, and it might take a second because obviously it's browsing through all the different deals and packages out there. So I'm going to give it a second. Okay. So look at all of this. These are all the different packages that Expedia offers or has found for the dates that I want to do. And if I want to change the departing date, I obviously can, and all the travelers. So as you can see, it's very adjustable and customizable to you. On the left side, you have filters because there's obviously so many deals. So if you want to stay at a hotel resort, if you want an airport shuttle included, it's going to give you a bunch of different options. Guest rating, stars, if it's a hotel, vacation rentals. There's so many to filter from. Sold by recommended, price. So once you kind of explore these different deals, what you're going to do by clicking on them. So I'm just going to scroll down, and so the first deal, Royal Uno. It's an all-inclusive resort. It looks great. So I'm going to click on it, and it's going to bring me to the resort itself. I can look at all the photos. I can look at the amenities. I can call it. It's going to give me the location, a map. So it's really everything, like I said, in one website. So, take a second to look at all the amenities, and you can look at all the reviews, 965 reviews. And Expedia is a heavily used website, which, there's a ton of reviews, which helps it or helps the customer. It's going to give you the price and taxes like that. So as we scroll down, it's going to allow you to select a room. So as you can see on the left, it says plus $0. And all that means is that's there's $0 added to the original price. But as you can see to the right, if you want one with an ocean view, it's going to add an additional $3 to your stay. Versus if you go one more to the right, which is a king ocean view, it's going to add an additional $48 and so on. So you can figure out what fits best for you, and what you're looking for. And it's pretty simple to do. As you scroll down, it's going to tell you kind of what's close and everything you need to know to really explore a resort or a hotel that you'd like. So I'm ready to book the room. I'm going to hit reserve a room. Oh, actually, I'm not, because I haven't hit what room I want. So I'm going to reserve the authentic Uno beachfront, which is just the first one. So I'm going to reserve that. And so now that I've selected my hotel, since this is part of the packages where it's all in one, I'm going to pick up my flight. So maybe I don't want to leave at 9 o'clock in the morning. I want to leave, later in the day at 12 o'clock. So right here, I'm going to click that. And as you can see, it's going to give me different options for what I can do. So now that I've selected my flight, I'm going to select my returning flight. A lot of flying. Okay, so now that I've picked out my trip and my flights, Boston to Cancun through Delta, I've picked out the times, the amenities, or the packages, the rooms I want, and it's all right there. And you can see your trip savings here, and it's going to give you your total price, the reviews, more details, really everything you could want, and it's going to give you airport transportation. So that was pretty easy. I did that in a relatively short amount of time, maybe 10 to 15 minutes. As you can see here, these are all the different cars that I can use to get to and from the airport. And what am I going to do at the resort? Well, here are a couple activities. You can do water, some really cool stuff on there. So I'm not going to hit next final details because I'm not actually going to book this trip to Cancun, but I hope you guys kind of understood how to use the website. I'm going to go over a little bit more, but that's the cool part that has to do with packages. So once again, it's right where my cursor is. That's packages, and that's going to give you all in one. But let's say that I'm a cruise person, and I want to select cruises. Obviously, it's going to give me all these options for different cruises, and it's going to search all the different companies' websites like Disney, Carnival, um, Royal Caribbean. It's going to compile all their deals and all their cruises and put them on one screen for me, and allow me to kind of customize my trip. Obviously, there's hotels, there's flights. So if I don't want to do a certain package, but I just want to take one flight, I can do so. And I think that is all for Expedia. Like I said, it's great to have an account. Usually you can create an account through your email. And it allows you to really kind of track your trip through your email and link it to you. Okay. So, oops. All right, give me 1 second. All right, I'm gonna share Dahlia's part in a second. Okay, so if you guys have any questions, just hold them until later. We're gonna go over them. And now I'm going to pass it off to Dahlia, who's going to explain Google Maps.
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Dahlia. So I'm going to be explaining a feature on your computer called Google Maps. And it's really helpful for if you want directions to some place, if you need to know how to get somewhere either by walking or by public transportation, or to see how long something will take when you drive. Okay, so if we go to the next slide. So you could just look up on your computer Google Maps and it'll bring you to the website. And it's a free online map. It's accessible through your web browser, so through Google or Safari, or you can also download it as an app on your phone or computer. And yeah, you can use it for step-by-step directions and to find it. Also, you can also find information about businesses, and it's a great thing. It's a great feature to have. Okay, so if you go onto your computer and you type into your browser maps.google.com, it'll bring you to the website, and we could do a demo of it if you want to share your screen.
Yeah, I'm gonna share my screen real quick and show you guys how to look this up. Are you seeing my screen right now? Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to type in maps.google.com. All right, can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so here it brings you to basically just a big map, and you see there's a search bar on the top left corner where his cursor is, and you can type in anything. So let's say you're home and you want to go to, let's say you live in New York and you want to drive to Boston, right? So you want to see how long that'll take you to drive, because let's say you want to visit your grandkids in Boston. So you're gonna go to the search bar, and you can look up Boston. You can put it in an address, or you can just look it up, and it'll bring you to like the map of Boston. And if you press directions on the bottom, when you click on that, then it'll let you put in your location, right? So you could put in your address in New York or wherever you are. And now you have your start location and your final destination. And on the top left, there's like a bunch of different options, right? So if you were to drive there, it says 3 hours and 52 minutes. So that's helpful because you want to know like how long you'll be in the car for. You could take public transportation, which would take 4 hours and 35 minutes. Nobody would do this, but you could technically walk and it would take 3 days. You could bike, you could fly. So you could basically see how long it'll take for each way of transportation. And if you look at the actual map part, you could see like the path that it takes you to get to Boston. So it'll like show you the quickest way. And you could look up like a bunch of different things. Like let's say you're going to Boston, but you don't have family there and you want to find a hotel to stay at in Boston. You could click in the middle top of the screen. There's like hotels. You could click on that. There are things to do if you want to find some activities to do. And then if you see on the left of the screen, it like starts listing a bunch of activities. It starts listing a bunch of different things you can do. So that's helpful. And you could also just play around with it. Like sometimes when I was younger, I used to like look up my house on Google Maps, and you can like zoom in and you can see what your building looks like, which is kind of cool. Here, look, he's just clicking on things to do. It shows you how to get to the Grand Canyon. It's a bunch of different things. If you're going on vacation with your family, it's really helpful because it's all in one place. It'll tell you how long it takes to get there. It'll tell you what different types of things there are to do. And yeah, it's just a great website. It's free, it's easy to use. I think that's it.
All right, thanks, Dahlia. Okay, so please stay on the Zoom until the end of announcements. We're also going to ask if there's any questions. Someone did ask me a question that we're going to get to. We hope you all enjoyed today's class. We went over Google Maps, Uber, and Expedia. So 3 great tools you can use really if you need them, but also Maps is a cool tool to play around with, and there's cool things to see on there and cool things to look up and really just explore. And once again, this class is recorded. So if you go on our YouTube channel, it'll be our most recent upload. It's a class on transportation, and there's also all of our other classes up there if you want to take a look at them and go through them. And if you have any questions, or please email us at info@mittlerseniortech.com, and we post all of our updates on social media and our website. Once again, if you really enjoyed this class, I encourage you to sign up for our computer basic class and advanced computers class. It's really great for all levels and gives a really thorough walkthrough. There are pre-recorded lessons by Jordan Mittler, and I encourage you to check those out. And this is just one of 3 things we really do. We do private lessons one-on-one, and if you're interested in those, please email us directly. We have Tech Tip Tuesdays, which is every Tuesday. If you join our email list, you can do that through our website or through our website or social media. You're going to be sent a Tech Tip Tuesday, which is just one cool feature or mini lesson, and it comes out every Tuesday. So thank you guys for watching today. If there's any questions, please either put them in the chat or just unmute yourself. I did have one question earlier that has to do with sharing and Uber. So I think Andrew touched on this a little bit, but basically, if I want to order an Uber, it's going to want to know where I am so I can find different, so it can find drivers for me locally and different routes. So it might ask you to share your location, and that's just in the app. I advise it, but you don't have to. There is a feature where you can kind of pinpoint where you are or where you need a ride. And And another cool thing about Uber is you can book a ride for someone else. I know that my mom didn't have the Uber app, but I did, and I booked her a ride even though we weren't in the same location. So I hope you guys really enjoyed today's class. Are there any questions? All right. Okay. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We enjoyed teaching you guys today and hope you guys enjoyed the class. Oop. Could you do a lesson on MTA? Okay, we did have a question. Can I pay Expedia with miles? Yes, you can. You'd have to link your, if you create an account on Expedia with your email, it's going to allow you to link your United account or your Delta account, and those miles will transfer over. The only thing is when you go to click on a flight, when you go to checkout, it'll say pay with miles or pay with card. So just create an account and it'll prompt you to link your other your other accounts that have miles. So yes, it's possible to do. But like I said, just create an account and it'll be there. And could you do lesson on NPA transportation? It's definitely something that we'll talk about. So thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Bye.